All right, this is going to take you through the fabrication steps for our clock. You start off with your piece of redwood and you're going to cross cut it at 12 inches. After you've cross cut the redwood, you're going to take it to the table saw and rip it down to 7 inches wide. You want a clean edge on both sides, so I'm going to take off a 1/4 inch basically on both sides. So there's one side, and I'm going to set it to 7 inches and flip it over and take that off the other side so that both edges have been cut clean. Next, we're going to get our whiteboard material, and I'm going to rip it down to 2 inches in width. This might already be done for you, depending if somebody has already cut a piece. So you might have a strip already available to you, but you'll take that piece of whiteboard material and cut it down. Next, we go to the thickness pointer, and we're going to take our redwood down to 5/8 of an inch. So you're going to start, if it gets stuck, you just put in a chaser stick to push it through. And then you're going to take off at a half rotation, so a 1/16 of an inch at a time, until you are at 5/8 of an inch thick. Next, it's back to the table saw with our crosscut sled. So you're going to mark your whiteboard material off at 5 inches, and then you're going to draw a line across. You're then going to put that on the crosscut sled and using a holder to hold it in place, making sure that that's flush with the crosscut sled. You're going to line up your line with the blade and simply push it across. Next, you're going to affix with double stick tape your redwood to the CNC router spoil board jig. This is going to help you hold it in place in the correct spot. So 2 small pieces of double stick tape, and then make sure it's firmly pressed onto that piece of wood. You then are going to mark the center point. So 2 diagonals on your rectangle will mark that center point for you, and you take it over to the CNC router. You're going to use screws to hold the corners in place so that that does not move while you are machining the part. Now this will already be set up for you, but what you do next is you would zero the machine. So you would take it to that point that you've marked on your wood, and you bring it down so that all 3 axes are basically on that point. So your X, Y, and Z axes. The machine gets zeroed there, and then you put the dust boot back on, and then you run the appropriate file to actually cut out the part. When the CNC router is done, you're going to move it out of the way, so using the computer to move the gantry back. And then what you'll do is unscrew that spoil board jig that you put down there, and you will take off your piece of redwood. It's time to clean up those edges, so using the sander, you're going to clean up all those edges, making sure that everything is nice and smooth, and then you're going to dry fit your components, both the whiteboard and the clock mechanics. So you're going to see me take the whiteboard and try to fit it. What I'm going to do then is take it back to the belt sander to round over those corners. I'm looking for a very tight, flush fit on that piece of whiteboard material. Once I'm happy with that, I get the clock mechanics to make sure that that fits in there, and then at that point, we're ready to take it to the laser to get our clock face cut out.